Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Hope everybody's having a good new year. Today, as the video said, we're going to be looking at Judas Priest, Head Out on the Highway. This is one of my favorite songs. It's pretty basic, beginner level. We're not going to cover the solo here. This is basically just the rhythm parts. Again, as far as like a good beginner song to learn, it's got a couple of different options that you can do, which I'll show you here. So other than that, again, pardon the mess with the holidays. I'm in my garage as normal, but you can see I got quite a bit of stuff going on over here. So it is what it is. Today I'm going to be using my Jackson Kelly that I picked up over the holidays. Actually, I got this guitar for $100. I'll probably do a review on it or something. It's actually pretty good. I really like it. So tone-wise, we're using the Jackson Kelly into my Line 6 Pod Go, which is on the ground here. I'm also running into a old 90s TC Electronic G-Force, which I have some chorus and reverb going on there. Since we're doing 80s and Judas Priest, gotta have the chorus and the reverb on there. And that's it, into this mic. Into my alto PA speaker. So I'm not using an amp. I got rid of my amp. I found that it using a modeler like the Pod Go or a Helix or a Fractal, any of those, to get a better tone. I mean, it's hard to, because these are amp modelers. So if you're using an amp modeler into a regular amp, it's going to sound different than if you use just like a regular speaker. So that's what I got going on here. So that's the tone. So this song, Head Out to the Highway, is from Point of Entry, which came out in 1981. A lot of good songs on here on this album, but this is one of my personal favorites. I like this song a lot. And I figured I was just jamming on it, and I'm like, you know what, this might be a good beginner lesson. So we're in standard tuning here. Now, one thing to note, if you want to play with the actual record, I believe the actual recording is a tad bit flat, just a tad. It's between standard and E flat, so it's somewhere in there. You'd have to tune your guitar to the actual song. If you play it in standard tuning, it'll sound okay, because again, it's just a tad flat, just a little bit. But there is a recording on iTunes, on Apple Music, of Judas Priest playing, I think it's in Kemper Arena, I want to say is the title of it. And they play this song, and that's in standard tuning. So if you play with that version, it'll sound really, really good. Again, you can play off the record. But you're going to hear just a little bit. It's going to sound just a little bit off. But otherwise, we're in standard tuning. So I got this heater out here because I came out in the garage here and it was 50 degrees. So that's not really good for playing guitar. So I have this heater going. So let's get into it. So really the chords. So let's talk about this intro. Now this is a good this is a good song if you want to learn, if you're trying to learn palm muting. Because this song has some good palm muting in it. Not super fast like a Metallica, but just a little bit. So the first part of the song, when it comes in, it just starts with this open A string palm muted. And so what you're going to do is you're going to hit an A. You're going to take your first finger and do this A power chord here on the second fret. So it sounds like this. So that's 2 palm mutes and then an A. And then basically this whole this whole first section has this pedal tone, I guess you could call it. So it goes, let me just play it for you real quick. It goes. So what I would do first is learn the chord patterns and then try to add in the palm muting. So after that first riff, it goes. Then you come up to here. So you're going to come up to the 4th fret on the D, or 5th fret on the D. Right here, put your middle finger on the 5th fret of the D. And then put your first finger on the 4th fret of the G. So this is basically the intro and after the chorus. So you're going to go, and then you put your, now there's a couple different ways you could do some alternate fingerings here, but what I do is I use, because you're going to use your ring finger here, you're going to be taking it off and on of this G string. So first, you're going to have your middle finger and your ring finger on the 5th fret of the D and the G. So should look like that. That's the first, you strike that first. Then you lift your ring finger off. This is why I said to put your index finger on the 4th fret of the G and just leave it there. And then you go back again. So it goes. And then you hit it again, your 4th fret G string and your 5th fret D. Then back down. And then you're just going to slide that whole pattern up to the 7th fret. So it sounds slow. It sounds like this. So again, with the palm muting, there's a palm mute in between each one. Then you go back to the same, you start it over the same way. So you go back to the 5th fret on the D and G, and then you're going to do kind of a pull-off hammer on. So let me play it slowly. So you're just going to alternate between your ring finger and your first finger on the G string. And then you go back to the same opening again. Now when it gets ready to go into the verse, you start it the same. And then instead of doing this, you're actually going to put your finger, I use my middle finger. They do the 5th fret on the A and the D string, which is really a G, but it's easier to do it with one finger and try to go back here. At least for me it is. So let me play it so you can hear what it sounds like. I'm going to start from the intro. So instead of lifting your finger off, when your ring finger is on here, this part, instead of lifting it off and doing this, you're going to hit it and then just move your middle finger up to the A and the D string on the 5th fret. And then you go right back to the A. So let me play it slow. Just in case you want to see that shape. Sorry, my camera wouldn't zoom in. So basically you're doing this. You're going to be lifting your ring finger off when you're going in the dan, 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 like that. So now we get into the verse. So after you play this part, then you go to a C power chord, which is on the 3rd fret of the A string and the 5th fret of the D. Now, then the next one is a G power chord, which is basically you just move everything up one string. Now there's another way you could do this the way I do it. You could actually do it 3 different ways. You could do it this way. You could do it this way. Or you could do it this way. So the easiest, I would say the 2 easiest ways would be one to go right to the bar chord. So let me play it so you know in context. It goes. So you can do it that way, or you can go. Like that. I like open chords, like the what some people call the rock and roll G chord, which is basically your normal G chord, but you're just using your middle finger on the 3rd fret here, and you're kind of muting the A string, and then you're strumming the rest. It just sounds beefier. You can also do just the open D and G string, but I like doing this one, the AC/DC G or the rock G. So let me play that for you so you know what I mean. So after you do the G, you go back to the A again. This A chord is basically in a lot of the song. So you go. And then this part goes open A. So this one requires a little bit of a fast move. The reason I picked this song is, again, because you can use one finger for a lot of this stuff. And if you're already practicing open chords, then the G is good to incorporate it, same, or the bar chord. So anyway, so you go from the C to the G to the A. So you're going to do this part goes open A and then 3rd fret on the G, real kind of quick. It goes. And then it goes into this F bar chord. Now for me personally, I like using the 1 finger version. So if you just put whichever finger is most comfortable, again, I'm using my ring finger for that note. So I just move my ring finger barring the 3rd fret of the A and the D string. So it sounds like this. Because it's kind of hard, for me at least, to transition doing stuff that fast to do a bar chord, to go like that. I prefer just moving my finger down. So let me play it in context so you know what I'm talking about. So you're going to do that, hit that chord twice. Again, remember that's open A string, 3rd fret of the E string, and then just move your whole finger down. I like 1-finger bar chords, they just sound, again, beefier. So then you're going to go back to the G, and then back to the A. So let me play it. I'm going to start from the whole. I'll play it slow. Let me do it slowly. And then it goes right back into the same thing. Then back to the A. Just stay on the A. To C. To G. To A. And then now here comes the chorus. So basically, after you do that part, when he goes, when I'm heading out to the highway. So in the very beginning, the transition chord is an E power chord. So again, let me play it so you can hear it. And then there's a couple different ways you can do this one too. So the heading out on the highway part. So what that is basically a D, an A, and an E. So there's 2 ways you could play it. There's multiple ways, but the way you could do it, there's the open chord version, again, which I play. For one, it's kind of closer and it's just easy to transition your fingers. So when you go into that, when you go into the chorus, you hit the E chord. Then you go, it goes D, A, A. Then it goes D, A, E. So you could do it that way, or you could come up to the bar chord version and do your D on the 5th fret of the A string and the 7th fret of the D. And then if you just move everything up, that's the A, move everything up 1 string. So again, you're on the 5th fret of the E and the 7th fret of the A. But you still got to kind of slide down to this E. So since that's why I like doing it here, because I'm already here, I don't have to worry about sliding down. So let me play it both ways so you know what I mean. Okay, that's one way. So whatever you prefer, again, I just like the open chord version. It just sounds chunkier and heavier. And then you go through the other one, you go through it again, the D, A, A. And then another one of the D, A, and E. And then when he says, I've got nothing to lose, so he goes, and then you go back to the C, then G, and then when you just let that ring out, and when he goes at all, and he does his Rob Halford thing, you just kind of let this one ring it out, and then you just go back to the opening. So let me kind of play the whole thing, and that's basically the whole song until you get into the solo. But let me play it slowly just so you hear it one more time. I'll play it at like a half tempo from the beginning. Now to the chorus. So that's it, really. That's how you play it. So basically the only shapes now, if you're not, you can pick whichever way you want to play it. If you want to use just the bar chord version, you can. If you're practicing, I usually tell people whatever you're practicing or whatever you're struggling with most, use that way. So if you're struggling transitioning to open chords, like that, then try that version. But if you're okay with switching chords, if that's not a problem for you, but maybe your bar chords are not, great, then maybe you want to do it that way. So up to you either way. Let me know if you have any questions. I appreciate you stopping by and checking it out. And hopefully we'll have some more videos coming soon here in the new year. Again, Happy New Year, everyone.